Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Keith Bennett. We're here in Life's Journey Production Studios. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. If these videos here on the channel are helping you, we would appreciate your likes and comments. We would love to respond to those. Today we're going to take a look at the 5.2 inch high definition monitor, the BM5 by PORTKEYS. This is not a sponsored video. I have purchased this with my own money and I use it right here in the studio. I'm going to share why, talk about the new firmware updates, as well as all of the things that you can do, even some Bluetooth remote control capabilities if you buy the adapter. So again, PORTKEYS BM5, we're going to be right back and take a deep dive. Again, thanks for joining me. I am Keith. This is the PORTKEYS BM5 monitor, and it comes with some interesting little things in the box. You have a screen protection. I don't use this because I've been using the touchscreen on the device, but this screws right on the front, and it goes on really easy. You just use this little Allen screw, and you can pull that off, Allen wrench. You have a little USB adapter for firmware upgrades and actually adding in LUTs. I have a couple adapters that I purchased to control cameras, and these are USB attachments to be able to go from your camera USB output to the PORTKEYS input. And we're going to take a look at where that is here momentarily. You have a D-tap and another little Allen screw, again, for adjustments, as well as two antennas. One I already have on here, screwed on, and one that you can get for longer distance throws. And that goes on the Bluetooth adapter that we'll take a look at that I ordered as an option on the PORTKEYS BM5. So let's take a look at the monitor, then we'll take a look at this touchscreen. Let's take a closer look right now. So here you have it. You can see my monkeys, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. I love those. My son bought those for me overseas when he was traveling. So we're going to use those guys today as our display on our PORTKEYS BM5. So I just want to show you the top here real quick. I have a battery hooked onto it. This is the menu system. And so you have F1, 2, F3, F4, so you can pre-program some quick features right there. Then you have an exit button and a toggle, which also you can click on to activate some of the menus, and I'll demonstrate that here momentarily. And then this side, you have a nice little vent that lets the heat out. And then just behind that, you can see right here that you have your remote control. This can go to focus pulling, and that goes on this Bluetooth adapter we'll talk about. Again, that's an attachment that you can get, either order it with it or order it separate. And then right here below that, you have SDI in, you have SDI out, and then you have your power or your power supply right here, and that's a 4-pin power supply. And then over here, you can see focus pulling on the remote, a camera out, as well as a motor out. So you could actually do remote controlling with this device, and we'll get more into that in the future when we get our rig set up. Now, if you flip around right now, you can see I have the HDMI hooked up to it. I have power, and I also have a headphone out. So you can actually monitor sound, make sure everything's working right with your headphones. It does not have built-in speakers. And then as we flip it back around here, you can see I have this battery on it. And so you can use your regular Sony type batteries and battery mount, and they just come in and out by this switch right here. And it's a toggle switch. It just slides to the right, and then you can pop this battery in and out, and you can power it that way. Turn it back around, you can see that I've tapped one of my quick functions on the top, and so I can turn that back off, and there's my monkeys again. So one of the things I love about this little monitor is it's 22 nits. So that means if I take it outside, and I've only had it outside once because of what's going on here in America, but when I get outside, it's got plenty of brightness. Won't need a screen, but maybe to cut down the glare, you'll still put a screen on it. Again, it comes with the USB device. It comes with the D-tap power. And then you can buy adapters for it to plug into your specific camera. Then you have, when you buy the Bluetooth adapter, you get this little attachment to be able to power the Bluetooth device. And then you can actually hook in through Bluetooth. But what I want to do today is I want to demo how the PORTKEYS BM5 works with my 5D Mark IV. And that's hooked in through the USB jack right here. So I have HDMI coming out to get us the picture, and that's shooting the monkeys right here behind me. And then also the HDMI, obviously, and USB give me the ability to control it. So let's flip back over to the other view here. And so now you have the monitor. It is touchscreen, so I can touch it and bring up the menu system. I can also use the toggle wheel on the top, and I can scroll through those different menus. Then if I hit the exit, I can get out of that particular screen, and I can scroll up here. So if I click on this, you see I have the ability to change the brightness, the contrast. And so I can go through each one of these settings and change those settings as needed. There's your color temperature. And so if I click exit again, and I get out of that screen, go down to the next one, then I can switch between HDMI and SDI. So if I did want to use the SDI input, I would switch over right here. And obviously, if I click on that right now, it's going to go off. And then if I go back into the menu and re-click on HDMI right here, then it'll come right back on and display these nice little monkeys that my son bought for me after I pushed the button on my Canon 5D Mark IV, and there you go. There's the monkeys again. So you can go back through the menus like this, or I can go through the touchscreen. It's a little persnickety. If I did have a complaint, even with the firmware update, which gives you this nice new display, it would be the touchscreen aspect of the monitor. I feel like it's just a little bit persnickety. Sometimes it works right away and changes screens, and other times I feel like I have to fight it. So I do a lot of my switching with this little toggle switch right here. And again, you activate it by pushing down. On this page, I can actually add different features along the screen. So if I want to add another item to the display here, so for instance, if I clicked on the grids right here, touchscreen, and then I go down to this add button right here, then now you can see that I've added this button right here. And I can continue to go down and add different buttons, and they're adding up here above. So click on time code, and I can click again, go down here and add. And now you can see I've added another feature. And now I have these features on this side of the monitor as I scroll down. I can also delete these and go down to the trash can and delete different ones of these and start over and add what I want to add here. So add a few of these. So now you can see on this side of the screen, I've added all of those different features, and now they are quick buttons when I want to go to them. So I can simply now go to that page, and then I'll have those surrounding whatever I'm working on. So now if I exit this page and go back to here, now you see I have these quick icons right here along my screen. And so I can turn on focus peaking just by clicking now next to the monitor. So as I'm shooting, I can have as many of those icons on the sides as I can fit. And then I have the ability to quickly turn them on and turn them off. So I could go to false color. I could add in audio channels up there, so you can see my audio coming into the BM5, and that's actually picking me up on the Canon 5D Mark IV. So I love these features. I love that you can quickly add these icons. And then if you go into camera functions, so now I'm on the camera function screen right here. And so now you can see that I have the ability to change the iris, the shutter, the ISO, and all of that. And you have to choose which camera you're using right down here. So I've already chosen the Canon camera. And so it is set up to adjust those settings right here on my Canon camera. And again, I would prefer to use this side menu. So let's exit that setup screen and then go up here. So if I wanted to go into the record mode, I could simply tap on record. And now you can see the camera is flashing, showing you that I'm actually recording right now, and I could turn recording back off. That's a nice feature, again, if you're shooting remotely or if you have it on a gimbal, like the DJI Ronin S or the new versions. This is a great little way of turning your camera on and off, because a lot of times you can't see the little 3-inch screen, and this 5-inch screen is a lot nicer. So not only can I do that, I can also exit again, click back into that screen. We're going to go up here to ISO. I've activated ISO. Now I could go up here and I could raise and lower the ISO. So if I feel like I'm underexposed or I'm overexposed, I can adjust it right there. And how would I know? I can add in some of these quick features. I could turn on focus peaking. I could turn on false color. And now I have the ability to adjust through this. I can adjust, again, the ISO up and down while I have false color on. And that's just a great feature, again, to be able to adjust how bright everything is. And you can see it going up and down right now because I'm actually adjusting the ISO. And so again, not only do you have our touchscreen capabilities on this monitor, you have the ability to control your camera. You have the 2200 nits, and that's an amazing brightness for this particular little monitor. You have the ability to monitor audio. You have the headphone jack. You have the ability to have HDMI in and still be able to do SDI out. So if you needed to be in a studio and send another signal, you can do that. I actually can send a signal from my BM5 into my HyperDeck, my ATM HyperDeck Mini here in the studio, which is great. So I literally could take this signal in and I could take the SDI out and record directly to my HyperDeck Mini here in the studio. So I really like it. It's a work in progress. Again, like I said, my one complaint would be the touchscreen display. You can see I'm touching it right now, and now finally it pops up. I don't know where false color came from, except for I tapped too close to the edge, so false color goes off. And so again, I could tap on focus peaking. So sometimes it's working great, and sometimes it doesn't. So again, that would be my number one issue with it. But as firmware comes up, I believe that this is going to get better and better, and have more and more capabilities that I can be able to use here in the studio. So you can have all of these on or just one of them. And you can also do multi-screen as well. So not only do you have focus peaking ability right here, I could pop that on or pop false color on, but I could also have these displays up as well to make those adjustments right on the fly in the studio. So I'm not going to break down into all of those different functions and what they do. I just wanted you to see what the capabilities of this beautiful little monitor is right here, the BM5 by PORTKEYS. So I would recommend it. I will try to answer any questions that you have. The Bluetooth attachment, again, is right here on the back. And I think that that's worth checking out because, again, you have the ability to control different items in your rig, from focus pulling to, any other motor that you have. So if you want to change the the iris, or if you want to actually change your focus, you can do all that pulling right from the monitor, and you would control that by swiping up when it works. There you go. So that's the screen to be able to control. So you can see over here on the side, you have iris pulling, zooming, and focusing. And then you can set A points and B points. You can set timing to do some automatic pulling. And you can do all that from your screen. And you can actually attach the Bluetooth device. So you'll be attaching it right here. If you fired it up and powered it up, this Bluetooth device right here. Once you power it from this side over to this side using this adapter, then you'll be able to control the motors and different things like that. And you have your camera out and your motor out, and you can control those deals on your rig, as well as through that Bluetooth device. You can control Blackmagic design cameras. And so you can Google that. There are people that have done some great demos on using this Bluetooth adapter with a Blackmagic cinema camera. So check that video out as well. So again, we talked about the brightness. We talked about the quality. It's a nice construction. Again, it's got fans. I can change the fan speeds right here. Exit out. So not only do I have the ability to control HDMI or SDI by touchscreen, I have fan speeds right here. So I can raise the fan speed all the way up to high. And I have the NTG3 right above my head, shotgun mic. So you might be able to hear that right now. Turn it back down to low, and it's almost completely silent on the low setting. And then next to that, you have the ability to add in LUTs. You can actually do firmware updates by popping in the USB drive right below here. And I'll show you the bottom right here. Settings down here, you have the USB hookup right here for camera remote control. And then right here, you have the place to plug in your USB thumb drive, and that's for firmware updates, loading in LUTs. So again, to be able to load in LUTs, you just go to the screen right here. So you have a screen right here. This is your LUT screen, and then you just have some places right here. You can load a LUT in and then change different LUTs right here. So I can turn LUTs on and off right here with this little button, or I can use my control right here and click that on. I can go right in here and start loading a LUT from the USB drive. This is a USB load screen, and then you have the reset LUT screen right there, and you can control that either through touch screen, or you can control that through the little wheel right up here on the top. And this little icon right here on this side is for changing LUTs. Exit, go up here to system settings. Here's all your system settings. Right here, you have your different displays. I can flip the display, adjust the display right here. I can change the LUTs right here from pages, and I can go up here and not only change from SDI to HDMI, I can go up here and adjust the brightness and all the settings on the monitor, and then flip over to the other side. And then you see right here, I have the ability to control the volume on the headphone jack. And then just below that, I have the ability right here to see what firmware I have. And my current firmware is v2.14.19.c22.b00. And that firmware was just updated today. I wanted to make sure I had the newest firmware for our video today. That's a quick look, an overview of the PORTKEYS BM5. I think is an absolute great monitor. I would give it a 9 out of 10. The only thing that I would like to see it do better would be to have a better touch screen. And again, that's going to be improved, I believe, with firmware updates. It's already a way better interface than it was when I first loaded it up. And since I've added new firmware updates, I love it. I hope you enjoyed this little overview of the PORTKEYS 5.2-inch BM5 22 nit monitor. It's a mouthful, but it does a lot. And if you want to know more about the Bluetooth Capabilities this, stay tuned. In the future, we'll take a closer look at that once we start building our rig when things open up again. I'm Keith, thanks for tuning into the channel, and we'll see you here in the next video.